Right, so the header of this sikha is that going into Egypt, which is Parsha Shmais, is what it is all about. Is what Parsha Shmais is all about. Is about Golus Mitzrayim, right? Yidden going into Mitzrayim. Going into Mitzrayim could really be the beginning of Knisa the Geula, the beginning of redemption. Let's go right to it. Al Hapasuk. Yeah. Al Hapasuk ve'ela shmeis b'nei Yisrael habayim Mitzrayim Reuven Shimon. On the first pasuk of our parsha that says these are the names of the Yidden that are going into Egypt, and it lists all the 12 tribes: Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. Right? It says the names of the 12 shvatim that are going into Egypt. It's the pasuk describing the beginning of exile. The 12 tribes are going into exile. Yeshne Medrash, there's a Medrash HaMazber which explains Shahasiba lahazkaras meisiyam shel hashvatim b'knisasam l'Mitzrayim. Why does the Torah mention their names when they're going into Mitzrayim? Right? Because the Torah just said the Yidden are going into Mitzrayim. Right? The Yidden went into Mitzrayim. Why does it need to mention all their names? The Medrash says something very surprising. The reason why we mention all their 12 names, because these 12 names are connected, says the Medrash, to the Geula of Yidden. Where the Pasuk is telling us that the Yidden are going into exile, and the Medrash says, why is the Pasuk listing all the names of who went in? Because each name represents Geula. And the Medrash goes on, we're not bringing it here, but the Medrash goes on and says, Haruvain, the name Reuven shows on Geula. The name Shimon goes on Geula. So according to the Medrash, the Pasuk is actually emphasizing 12 names of redemption when we're talking about going into exile. So that's what we're going to ask right now. Medrash zet tamua l'chayra. This Medrash is seemingly very puzzling. Shekein hagula mitzrayim, yeah, you have us inside? Shekein hagula mitzrayim loy muskaras klal b'parshas shmais v'loy b'parshas l'chareha. In this parsha, the redemption, right? This Medrash is saying that it's talking about redemption now. It's not in this parsha. It's not like it's later on. Oh, okay, wait a few psukim. No. Not in this parsha. Not in the parsha after Al-Rak Parshas Bay. Only 2 parshas down. Parshas Bay. V'imkein madua. That's only where it talks about Geula. Geula is a far away. He's still in Golus for a while over here in Mitzrayim. What's the Medrash getting so excited already speaking about the names of Geula? V'imkein madua mitzayanas atayra shmeis hashvatim shekashurim leGeula kan. Why is the Torah, according to the Medrash, saying the names of the Shvatim, which is connected to Geula? Over here, it's out of place. But Parsha B'Debar is L'Knis of Mitzrayim. A Parsha speaking about going into Egypt. Similar question we have. It brings to a further question, the same idea to a further extent from another Medrash, saying the same thing to a further extent. Medrash Acher, another Medrash we have. Mevayer explains. Sheshemais Hashvatim B'Parshasenu. Balatzayin Shebnei Yisrael Eishinu. Oh no, sorry, that's later. That's the Medrash later. Mixed up. Over here we're bringing up a suggested answer. A different Medrash that explains it differently. That's understood. A different Medrash explains that why are we mentioning their names? That the reason we're mentioning their names is to emphasize that, like we know, they didn't change their names. They kept their names. And that's what therefore they were worthy for Geula. Right? So the Rebbe is saying Medrash zen nitan lahavana. Ki lefiv has this Medrash we could understand. Ki lefiv, according to the second Medrash that we're quoting, hasiba laskaras shmeis hashvatim hirak b'chdei letzayin es hasiba lakach she'achar kach b'nei Yisrael nigalu. Because the reason that we're mentioning their names is just to bring out why later on they're going to get redeemed. This, but the first Medrash is saying that it's going. The reason why their names is not to say why later they're going to be redeemed. What kept them strong, right? The second Medrash is saying we're saying their names because we're telling you the secret, how they kept strong, how they at the end got out. That's the second Medrash. The first Medrash is saying no, we're saying their names now Because Reuven means redemption, Shimon means redemption. We're screaming 12 names of redemption. We're shouting out 12 names of redemption when they're going in, when they're starting exile. What's going on over here? Is this clear? Yeah. Yiseirim Mizu, yeah, and another detail from another medrash to a higher level, bringing out the question a step further. HaMedrash Metzayin Sheshmei Shel Yosef, L'mashal. The medrash points out that the name of Yosef, for example, when it comes to Yosef, taking one example, when it comes to Yosef, the Medrash says that his name shows not only on the redemption from Mitzrayim, but it shows on the greatest redemption ever, the redemption of Moshiach. That's Shenemar Bayehu Yosef Hashem Shenis Yadeh. As it says that on that day Hashem will Yosef, he will return again, and he will redeem us again. Not only he will redeem us from Mitzrayim, he will redeem us again in the future redemption. Clear? Yeah. So, Divrei HaMedrash Mechazkim Es HaKoshya. This Medrash, it strengthens our question. Ma'u HaKesher Ben HaKnutza L'Mitzrayim HaMsuperes B'Parsha L'Gula Shleima. Right? Not all the other 11 Shvatim are connected with the redemption from Mitzrayim, from Egypt. When it comes to Yosef, it's even more. Not only is it just redemption, it's the greatest redemption of all. It's the redemption of Moshiach. It even puzzles even more. How is it that when they're going into Egypt, already over there, we're already talking about Yosef, the redemption of Moshiach? What's going on over here? And ending off, very, very important question. What is the lesson for all this to us today? This very beautiful thing. The Medrash is telling us that they're already speaking about redemption when they're going into Egypt. But what's this? What's the hira to us? Allah Habir Bazas. So now we're going to say the point, and then the rest of the sikha will be explaining this point. But now in these few lines, we'll say what the point is, and then we'll continue learning to understand this point. Al Habir Bazat, the explanation is what the idea, what's going on over here in the Medrash is, Shalami Tasi Shal Davar, the truth of the matter is, Hayarida Limitzrayim Ahava Chelak Echad Bital Lechagula. The descent into Egypt is actually an entire part of the process of redemption. That means going into Egypt is starting redemption. The descent, this that it's bad, that it's low, is only external. But internally, what's really going on, in depth, what's really happening here, the reality is going into Egypt is beginning in reality. It's really beginning the redemption from Egypt. Not only that, the complete redemption, Moshiach. Therefore, the Medrash is saying that Yidden over here are called on the name of redemption, because right now going into Egypt is beginning redemption. And this also explains what it's a lesson to us. To reveal in the time of exile, the lesson is telling us that the names of the Jews going into Egypt, when you're in Egypt, when you're going into Egypt, you have to say 12 names of redemption. Over there, you have to realize that redemption is starting. Mashiach is starting then. In Gullus is already Mashiach. What does this mean? We'll have to learn. What does this mean that already in Gullus, there's Mashiach starting already in Gullus? We're going into Egypt, and right now redemption is happening. Freedom is happening. We're starting exile, and right now freedom is starting. It's an oxymoron. What's going on?
So probably in this Gullus that we are in, it's already a redemption also, because Mashiach is coming. It's already redemption. So I think that's what we can learn from the Gullus of Mitzrayim. So the Gullus of current times.
Precisely. And what that means practically, we'll now see. Okay?
That's how I connected it. Maybe it could be that. We're in Gullus right now, and Gullus means redemption. Gullus Mitzrayim.
Right.
Redemption.
But what does that mean? When things are dark. What does it mean that darkness?
You're sending a guy to jail, you're telling him, here, you know what? You're the free guy. You're the free guy.
Go into jail for the next 200 years, and now your freedom is starting. You're going to be in jail for 200 years.
Freedom. How can I tell a guy that he's a free man when he walks into jail? So if we have a question later on, our question later on is that, why were the Jews redeemed? Oh, because they're keeping our names. So I get why the Torah said their name. But if there's no question here, why is the Torah saying their name? Just to bring out some redemption point? There's no redemption going on over here. On the contrary, these guys are walking into dark, dirty prison and slavery.
There you go. You illustrated it as a very good.
He's always got those.
You images,
images,
it's really,
illustrations.
and then you really realize it.
Moshe always has that. Moshe is being more than the parsha.
So I was there. Moshe.
There.
Come on.
There you go. There you go.
The only Egyptian. All the other names are Jewish. Moshe is the only, right? Because you're given by the Egyptian name.
You see, but Yehuda is one of the names in one of the 12 tribes.
So he also is connected. That's why he's talking
My
about
name's there also. Don't worry, guys.
Your names are also, for a lot of parshas.
Even in this parsha, not mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna bring another story, another medrash with Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, which will discuss Mitzrayim, Yetzias Mitzrayim, Moshiach, and will shed light on our parsha with Hashem's help. So right over here, HaMishnah Misaperes Eidis Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. The Mishnah tells us about the story of Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. B'yoyim by Minu Oisai Lanasi v'Yisrael, the day that they appointed him as the leader of Yidden. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was appointed as the Nasi, the leader of all the Yidden. The day that he was appointed as the leader, he said, he made a statement. Amar, he said, Hariani keben shivim shana, I am like 70 years old. I am as if I'm 70 years old. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
This Mishnah, yeah. Exactly, Pesach. There you go. Yeah, I wasn't Zeiche. I always claimed that Yetzias Mitzrayim should happen at night. We should mention going out of Egypt also at night, but they never took it on.
We do mention
now we do. But Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah is saying that at that point no one
was mentioning that
ever really accepted it until Ben Zoma came and he learned it out of the pasuk that says that you should mention the going out of Egypt all the days of your life. And Ben Zoma says what's kol yemei chayecha, even not only that day, all the days, even at night.
But didn't they say Kriyas Shema? Didn't they say Kriyas Shema back then? At night?
But Vayomer is a separate. Going out of Egypt is in Vayomer. It's the third parsha. It's from a separate. From a separate place.
Okay, but
it's not necessarily a part of Kriyas Shema.
Okay, but the reading Vayomer.
So that could have come later. Seemingly, according to this medrash. Right, Shagam Balei, this article has that even at night we need to mention it. Chachamim learned something different out of the word all. Shagam b'mayis HaMashiach yaskiris Yetzias Mitzrayim, that even in the days of Mashiach they will mention, right? They will mention the going out of Egypt, right? What's all the days of your life, even when Mashiach will come. All the days, even when Mashiach will come, we will still mention going out of Egypt. We'll still remember it. And as they say, all the days of your life, to bring to Yemais HaMashiach. It's to add that even when Mashiach will come, we will mention going out of Egypt. So now that I've asked 3 questions, hopefully we'll get to answer all these 3. But the Khan Tzarech Lahavin. We need to understand. Aleph, number 1, Ma'u HaKesher bin Mishnah Zu La'Imra. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. They're asking 3 details. It's good, but we want to know 3 details. How does this connect specifically to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah? This concept of mentioning Yetzias Mitzrayim by night, and even by night, and even when Mashiach comes, how does it connect to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah? Beis, right? Everything is exact. Beis litkufa ba nemra tkufas hanasius. Also, this was, the Mishnah is clearly saying that this all happened on the day he became Nasi. The day he became, so it must be a connection, right? What's the connection? Gimel, l'mispar shanim ha'maskaris b'Mishnah 70 shan, shivim shan. Also, how does it connect? It says, before he starts this, he says, it's like I'm 70 years old. How does it connect with what's he bringing out over here? What's the 70 years old? What's this whole mentioning Yetzias Mitzrayim by night, and when Moshiach comes, how does it connect with this detail of him being 70 years old? Like 70 years old. Number 70. Okay? Vahabir. Right, so what's the connection to why specifically he said it, and how does it connect with the day of becoming a Nasi? And why is he saying specifically I'm 70 years old? Why does that connect to this drasha? Yeah, the explanation is Mishnazu Balalam Deinu ala Tzerich Latzeis Mimitzarim Bemuvan Hapnimi. This Mishnah is coming to teach us on the need of going out of Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt in its deeper meaning. It's not talking about going at it, not only talking about remembering this that we did 2,500 years ago, we left the land of Egypt. We physically left the land of Egypt. Rather, it is teaching us the concept of Egypt. What's Egypt? It's oppression, slavery, leaving lots of, it's the Egypt inside of our life. To leave the oppression, the limitations of the body, the limitations of physicality, the limitations of materialism, and to connect to Hashem, to connect to Ruchnis. That's what leaving Egypt is. By Yamim, right? And then this has to happen. We need to leave Egypt. We need to leave the limitations of materialism, all this gashmias, all this physical, all this materialism that's going on. We need to leave it and transcend, connect to Hashem in both times. By Yamim, in the days, right? How is it in the Mishnah? Mentioning the time in the day was obvious, right? So the same thing over here. By Yamim, transcending limitations and connecting to Hashem in the day. Kolemer bizman by me'ira ha'ara likis barur shetzarech latzis mitzrayim. Bar shetzarech latzis mitzrayim. In a time that it's light, that you're inspired, it's bright, it's going good, then it's obvious that you don't need it, that you need to transcend the limitations.
Why shouldn't I grow?
Right.
I'm so inspired to grow and to get better and to get out of myself and to connect to something higher. The something higher is shining. Why should I not connect it?
Exactly. It's obvious, right? That everyone was always doing all along. Hachidush al Ben Zayma, who Ben Zayma was trying to implement, he was trying to teach that we need to mention Tzitz time even by night. We need to do this even by night. Bizman shabay gever cheshech hagalus. Even in the time when the darkness of exile is powerful and everything's down, we don't see it. It's dark. We don't see the light. We're not inspired. We're in a state of darkness. Even then, Ben Zayma is saying, no, you can go deep inside and go higher, above and beyond all these Yetzer Haras and connect to Hashem in an incredible way. That's Ben Zayma's Chiddush. And we'll say now because our time is limited, we'll say now the Chachamim outside, and we'll continue over here. Chachamim's point, right? So that was Ben Zayma's Chiddush, that even in the night, even when things are down, we can still go out of Egypt. We can still pick ourselves up and connect, get out of Egypt, get out of that limitation. Chachamim, we're saying even a greater thing. You know what? Let's leave it. Time is short. We want to try to close the picture together. Get it back to our parsha. So we don't want to skip out some details and see the general idea. Fair?
Should we say it outside, or?
I don't want to get into it because it's a detail, but it comes in, but it's not needed, and we want to get the main sections. Clear?
No.
Okay. Tafkid shel Nasi. Okay. Ka'es Navin Madua Mishnazu Nemra Dafka B'Yoim Shabai Minu as Rabbi Elazar ben Azari Lenasi. Now we will understand why this Mishnah specifically was said on the day Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was appointed as the leader of Yidden. Hatafkid Shalanasi Ba'am Yisrael. The job of the leader in Yidden is Lechaber as Hamatzav Bai Am Yisrael Nasun Kerega Matzav Galusi. What's his job? His job is to connect. Right, Jews right now could be in a bad situation, in a dark situation. They don't see the light. They're not inspired. They're not uplifted, connected to lowly things. The leader's job, the Rebbe's job, right? The Rebbe of the generation of Lazar, the Nasi, his job is to take that circumstance, take that situation, that time, Ula kasher I say the matzav shall geula bechlal yitzias mitzrayim ugeula shlema befrat yemais Moshiach, and to connect this to a state of redemption, a state of redemption of going out of Egypt, right? Because Egypt, right? Egypt. What's the difference between going out of Egypt and the ultimate redemption? Going out of Egypt, there wasn't a complete redemption. The whole world wasn't redeemed, right? There were still more exiles afterwards, right? Gula Shlema means complete redemption. That's it. Everything is redeemed, every aspect, every Jew, right? No Jew will be left behind. It's redeemed for everything. So the job of the Nasi is to bring that great redemption, fullest redemption in the fullest way, that you're redeemed from all limitations, to bring that in the time of exile. That even a Jew in exile should be able to tap in and really live and experience and demonstrate and practice geula atmosphere, a geula conduct, a geula state of mind, a geula. All of ligrim lakach shagam bizman hagalus yachil kol Yehudi lisreimi matzav hagalus v'lami matzav shel gula. The Nasi, the leader's job, is to accomplish that even in the time of Galus, a Jew could pick himself up from a state of exile and to stand in a state of redemption. That means even today, a Jew has, it's not like right now we're all in exile. When Moshiach will come, we'll change. No. Even now in exile, we have the choice. The Nasi helps us. The Nasi gives us the power that we are able to live redemption. We are able to live light. We're able to live Torah mitzvahs in a geula way, in a redemption way, in a way as if there's no holdbacks. The lachin davke b'hiyosei nasis asik Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah b'kach shem eskerin tziyut tzayim b'leilei zman hagalus v'shetzarech lahavi l'maisa Mashiach. Right, that explains our answer. One of our questions, right? Why does he say about mentioning Egypt the day he became a Nasi? Because that's a Nasi's job. A Nasi gives us that power through connecting to the Nasi. The Nasi shows us that, the leader of the generation shows us the way and gives us the inspiration and teaches us and gives us this light, gives us redemption even when we're in exile. So when the day that he became the Nasi, that's the day he succeeded in teaching people, even at nighttime, even in Galus time, start mentioning redemption. Start mentioning not only start, you can live Geula. Now, what's the 70? Why is he saying it's like I'm 70 years old? There's also the explanation of this, that he was 7. Yeah, he was 17, but he's saying it's like I'm 70. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly as we just said, Shuhaya has been 18. But over here it says 18. Yeah. That he was only 18 years old. But for the honor of, in order that they should honor him, right? They should respect him. For the respect of being the Nasi, in a
80 years old. He's 70 years old.
Yeah, in a miraculous way, he grew white hairs. And he appeared like he was a 70-year-old. Kamos Hazman Hanidreshes Bechdei Lezachich as Shivas Hamides Habahamies Shba Adam Ulahagia Ledargas Rias Alekus Kfishia Bishlemus Begaula Hu Shivim Shana. Shlemus has Sifra 7. How do we get redeemed? So in every single one of us, there's 7 attributes, 7 midot. If we learn in Tanya, there's love, there's fear, there's all 7 different attributes inside of us, and these attributes could be negative. Okay? Each act, right, this is getting a little Kabbalah, but when you learn about it, it could just saying the concept. The way we get redeemed is when we take each midah, each attribute, and we fix them up. Each midah is made out of 10. There's 7 midah, and they're made out of 10. So ultimate redemption is the number 70. Ultimate redemption is the number 70 because it's all 7 midot. The way each 7 has 10 inside of it, the way they're all being fixed. That means all 7 in the greatest way are being fixed up and then ready to connect to Hashem. Right, the whole person is refined. When Abelazar became the Nasi, therefore, when he became the Nasi, all of a sudden he became as if he was 70 years old, and then he had which what 70 represents. 70 represents that he's fully ready, he's fully redeemed, he's fully refined. And then specifically then, he had the power that even in a exile situation, he will be able to leave Egypt and come to the ultimate redemption even in a exile state. So we understand now also the idea of 70, because with him saying this statement, he was trying to say that I'm Nazi now. I'm bringing redemption even in the exile. Even in the exile, you can live redemption, and that's what he's saying. I'm like 70. That although he's maybe not 70, but although it's still not 70, it's still not redemption. But I'm like 70. I'm already bringing 70. 70 means full redemption. I'm bringing it already now. Now, the last thing we need to know is what is this connected with specifically him, his name. Elazar ben Azariah, yeah? This message, how is it connected with Elazar ben Azariah? And that's this line over here. Kael Ezer. Ben Ezer Yudkei. His name is saying that Hashem giving help, right? Kael Azar. You see that? Kael Azar. Hashem is helping, and Ezer Yudkei, the help of Hashem, which means that he gets help, special help from Hashem. That because this is something that really you need to come from Hashem. A Jew by nature, if he's in exile state, how is he meant to jump out of it, right? And it's really a miracle that's happening through the Nasi. Hashem is giving us this power that we're able to live this. It's a miracle. It's like an oxymoron. It's even in Galus, a Jew is not really here. He's not really in Galus. He's totally higher. He's living already Moshiach. He's living already Gula. Everything is light. Everything's open. He's on fire. He's alive. We have 2 minutes. Let's jump to the paragraph on the flip side that will answer questions to the parsha. Let's tie it in. So we're missing details, but we're going to get a full picture. Okay, this paragraph right over here. Ka'it Navin, yeah? Yeah, K'es Navin Hativ. Now we understand very well. Divri HaMedrash, the words of the Medrash, Hasiba Laskaras Shmeitzam Shal Bnei Yisrael B'Knisasam L'Mitzrayim. The reason that we mention the names of Yidden when they're going into Egypt, Wal Shem Geulas Yisrael, is for the redemption of Yidden. Now we understand what this Medrash is saying. What's the job? What's the goal? That when Jews are going into exile, not only that this is starting a process that will lead to Geula, this is actually a part of Geula, a part of redemption, which means, right, this is unbelievable now. This is such a light. The pasuk is telling us these are the names of Yidden going into Egypt. Let me tell you their names. Geula, 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 Geula. 12 Geulas are living, live Geulas are going into exile, which means they're going exile, even in the exile, even going into the exile. It's over there. It's Geula.
Wow.
And what's amazing is that this year, Yud Shvat. You know Yud Shvat?
That's what is the yard side of Rabbi Rayat.
Exactly, and the day that Rebbe took on, the same day that the Rebbe
became the
Nasi, like Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, and you know this year is completing 70 years of the Rebbe's leadership. It's unbelievable. It's like the Nasi's job is to bring 70 into Gullus, and this year is 70 when everything is, what did we say is 70? What did we learn over here? What did I explain? 70? 70 is that everything is completed. All 7 midos, the way they are made out of 10, are all it's Gula Shlema. It's complete, everything, it's complete refinement. Fully refined. The Gullus is perfect.
Wow. It's beautiful.
So it's the strongest stuff. And over here, it's amazing the way the Rebbe ends off. Well, Ikar, on the other verse. Sorry, it's a little confusing here. Well, Ikar, Rebbe says that's in the whole time of exile, right? Especially in the time, especially in the end of exile, when we already know from the Rebbe that says that we're done all our work. We're finished with Gullus. All our work now is just getting us more ready for Moshiach, right? Any moment we're about to leave Gullus, then for sure now a Jew is able to live Mashiach in the strongest way. And the Rebbe says that the one that's already Mecheskas Mashiach, the one that's already possible to be Mashiach, should come right away and become the for sure Mashiach and build us the Beis HaMikdash and bring us Geula, real Geula.
Amen.
Amen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you. That was really nice.
That was actually when you
Beautiful shir.